Hello, hello. Welcome to Kids History. Today's topic is the island hopping strategy of World War II. This was a strategy used by the United States military to help them defeat Japan in the Pacific Islands. Now, taking a look at our super advanced timeline, this strategy took place before today, but after the dinosaurs. More specifically, 1941 to 1945. Now, during this time, there was a lot of brutal battles, and they included battleships and planes and a lot of troops. To help set the scene, we need to go back to December 7th, 1941. It was a clear Sunday morning on a military base known as Pearl Harbor in Hawaii, when suddenly, out of nowhere, the Japanese military attacked them. They were able to sink ships and kill a lot of Americans. This made America very upset and is the reason we joined World War II. If we take a look at the Pacific Islands, here we see Japan, and here we see Hawaii. Now they are over 3,000 miles away from each other, but Japan used aircraft carriers to carry their planes within 200 miles of Pearl Harbor before attacking. Japan didn't stop there. After they had destroyed the fleet at Pearl Harbor, they went on to take other islands on their way back to Japan. This left America very vulnerable to attack. The United States military understood how difficult it would be to take these islands back from Japan, so they came up with a strategy called island hopping, in which they were going to go from island to island, taking them over until they were able to reach Japan. The island hopping strategy required an intense bravery from the Allied troops. Take a look at this scene. When they had to rush a beach, they hardly had any cover from the gunfire. This led to many Allies dying before they could get inland. Now, for 4 years they did this, which makes the Pacific War one of the bloodiest and most brutal times in World War II history. To get a feel for the soldier experience, let's take a look at some real photos. Here's a picture of some soldiers packed into a landing craft. These craft would get as close as they could to the beach, drop the ramp, and then had to rush the beach while evading gunfire. This really shows the bravery it took from the Allied troops while island hopping. The Pacific Islands were not friendly either. It was very warm, and a lot of them were swampy. Not to mention, they had to sometimes worry about big saltwater crocodiles. Ultimately, the island hopping strategy worked, and the United States was able to defeat Japan. This here is one of the most famous photos ever taken during World War II, and it was shot after the United States had taken over an island in the Pacific. Today you can see this monument in Washington, D.C. as remembrance of the bravery that the troops had. It's time for Mr. V's trivia question of the day. How many total people were killed in the Pacific theater of World War II? A. 10,000, B. 1 million, C. 36 million, or D. 15 million? The answer is C. 36 million people. Now, historians still debate today how many total were killed, but it's hard to track when it becomes so many.